Now there are friendly atoms, atomic mechanics, no radioactivity, all that kind of stuff, just motion, time, motion, matter, and energy distributions. Now, we are revisiting, you might say, some basic physics of electron and relative to C, speed of light, and all that kind of thing. But yeah, lately people have been talking a lot about dark matter. It's all over. Then we're saying that we're representing this by depicting these little background lines, calling it eternal time space datum. And this is a plan from knowledge of total energy, from total energy in static time. So anyhow, how are we going to make all this motion? So somehow somebody had to start something somewhere. And you want to say it's a Higgs, let's say it's a Higgs boson. So if you don't mind, since I drew this before I knew about Higgs, maybe I can say something about the McCabe boson, Higgs. And there's lots of guys who got into this kind of stuff. Okay, so there's the God particle based from static time. Now we go into a vortex through dark matter, whatever makes this kind of energize and convert itself through a condensing vortex into an electron. And basically that's supposedly a little over the speed of light, as there's various motions of electrons. Or maybe they're just tori or torus. So we have 0 to the datum, in other words 0 to light speed at this point. So that's when that happens, you have this first electron that finds a proton, then that could be the Big Bang, and you get your first hydrogen atom with all kinds of encryptions that know that basically direct the plan, or a pre-directed plan actually, that sends an electron to find itself a proton, spin around that proton, and then have these encryptions that tell it how to make matter. You can tell it in random, all kinds of random motions, but the direction still goes with some purpose. So now we get these electron-proton joinings, and these are gyro, non-gyro compoundings, helix in and out of orbits, and angular wheel displacements, and bending of the plane of the wheel. And anyhow, we have these 4 motions of orbits, translation of orbits, and the bending of the spin plane, and then the vortexing. So that can happen to energy, it can happen to matter, it can happen to just an electron or particles thereof, and around. So now we have matter formed, and this is more or less, I think you could call this sort of Einstein's original regime. I don't think you got much in here. And then once you hit the asymptotic approach to the speed of light, then you have 2 times c because of the outgoing, and then the c goes to 0 and the incoming is retrograde. So that causes a disruption of that sphere of motion of let's say an atom, or even it's hard to imagine galaxies, but who knows. Okay, so now we're going to shed photons, and whether a photon is the actual energy or it could be called something else, but anyhow it then starts this expanding vortex and ends up back into static time. So that's basically our short summary of how this cycle works. Static time becoming directed into matter, matter refining itself back into static time, a nice little cycle. It's sort of a pretty intelligent system.